You wake up before sunrise. The air is cold. Your tribe is already awake. Children cling to their mothers. The hunters quietly sharpen their stone spears. Nobody speaks, because today, everyone is hungry. You've gone 2 days without a real meal. If you don't find food today, someone in your family may not survive another week. So you leave the safety of camp and disappear into the tall grass. At first, everything feels normal. Birds sing overhead. The wind bends the grass. Your feet move carefully across the dry ground. Then, you take one more step. Pain, not a slash, not a roar, just 2 tiny needles piercing your ankle. You jump back, a dark shape disappears beneath the grass. For a second, everything is silent. Then your heart begins to race, because you know exactly what happened. A snake. Not just any snake, a venomous one. Today, you'd call an ambulance. Doctors would know exactly what to do. You'd receive antivenom. Your chances of surviving would be extremely high. But this isn't today. This happened more than 100,000 years ago. There are no hospitals, no medicine, no emergency numbers. No one is coming. If the venom reaches your heart, you may never see another sunrise. And here's the terrifying part. This wasn't a rare accident. It happened again and again and again. Early humans lived alongside some of the deadliest snakes on Earth. Black mambas, cobras, puff adders, gaboon vipers. Animals so dangerous that even today they kill thousands of people every year. Which creates an impossible question. If our ancestors faced venomous snakes almost every day, why didn't snakes wipe humans out long before civilization ever existed? The answer changed our species forever. But to understand it, we first need to travel back to a world where every single step could be your last. The world your ancestors lived in wasn't designed for humans. It was designed for predators. Lions ruled the open plains. Leopards waited in the trees. Hyenas hunted in packs. But none of them were as unpredictable as snakes. Because snakes didn't need to chase you. They didn't roar. They didn't warn you. They simply waited, hidden beneath dry leaves, curled beside warm rocks, buried inside tall grass, perfectly still. Sometimes you could walk within inches of one without ever knowing it was there. And that's what made them so dangerous. You can't run from something you never see. Scientists believe humans have shared Africa with venomous snakes for millions of years, long before cities, long before farming, even long before modern humans existed. Our ancient relatives, Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, all walked through landscapes filled with deadly snakes. Generation after generation, they faced the same invisible enemy, and every bite became a lesson. Imagine watching someone from your tribe step onto what looked like an ordinary patch of grass. Then suddenly, they scream. A snake disappears. Within minutes, their leg begins to swell. Hours later, they can barely move. By sunset, they're gone. You never forget a moment like that. Neither does the rest of the tribe. The next morning, everyone avoids that patch of grass. Children are warned. Hunters carry longer sticks. People begin watching the ground instead of the horizon. No books, no science, no written language, just observation and memory. Those simple lessons were passed from one generation to the next. Slowly, almost invisibly, humans began changing their behavior, not because they understood venom, but because they understood survival. Yet even the smartest hunter couldn't avoid every snake. Some species were almost impossible to see. Puff adders, for example, don't chase people. They trust their camouflage. They simply lie still, while waiting for the world to come to them. Many victims probably never even saw the snake until they felt the bite. So if avoiding snakes was never completely possible, what happened after the venom entered the body? And why did some people die within hours, while others somehow survived? The answer was hidden inside the human body itself. The moment a venomous snake bites you, the race begins. Not between you and the snake, between your body and the venom. Many people imagine venom as something that kills instantly, but that's rarely how it works. Instead, it's more like an invisible weapon designed over millions of years. Different snakes carry different kinds of venom. Some attack your blood, others destroy muscle, and some silently shut down your nervous system. The result depends entirely on which snake bit you. A black mamba can affect the nerves that control breathing. Without treatment, a victim may slowly lose the ability to take their next breath. A puff adder often causes severe swelling and massive tissue damage. The bite itself is only the beginning. But here's something surprising. Not every venomous bite injects venom. Scientists call this a dry bite. The snake strikes, but releases little, or sometimes no venom at all. No one knows how many ancient humans survived because of dry bites. But even today, they still happen. For those people, luck was stronger than venom. Others weren't so fortunate. As the hours passed, the body began to change. Pain spread, vision blurred, muscles weakened. Breathing became harder. Every minute, the situation grew worse. And yet, some victims still survived. Not because they discovered a magical plant, not because they had secret medicine, but because of something far more powerful. They weren't alone. Humans had already developed one of the greatest survival advantages in the animal kingdom. They lived as a team. When one hunter fell, the others didn't simply walk away. They carried them, protected them through the night, shared food, shared water, and most importantly, they gave the body time. Time to fight, time to recover, time that no other predator would have received. But even that wasn't humanity's greatest advantage, because millions of years of living beside snakes had already changed something inside the human brain itself. For decades, scientists thought humans survived snakes, mostly through luck. But modern research tells a different story. Your brain is already looking for snakes, right now, without you realizing it. In laboratory experiments, people consistently detect snake shapes faster than almost any other object, even when they're partially hidden, even when they appear for only a fraction of a second. Before your conscious mind understands what you're seeing, another part of your brain has already noticed the danger. This happens so quickly that many scientists believe it isn't learned. It's inherited. Think about what that means. For millions of years, the humans who noticed snakes first were the ones most likely to survive. They escaped. They had children. Their children inherited the same quick reactions. Generation after generation, natural selection quietly rewarded one skill above all others. See the snake before the snake sees you. That tiny advantage, repeated over millions of years, helped shape the human brain. But evolution didn't stop there. Humans developed another weapon that almost no other animal possessed: knowledge. Imagine a child watching an older hunter almost step on a hidden snake. Nobody needs to explain the danger. The child remembers it forever. The next time, they avoid the same kind of rock, the same tall grass, the same fallen log. One person's mistake became everyone else's lesson. That knowledge spread from parents to children to entire tribes. Long before books, long before schools, humans were already building something far more powerful: collective memory. One hunter's survival could protect hundreds of future generations, and that's something no venom could ever evolve fast enough to defeat. But if humans became so good at surviving snakes, then why, even today, do thousands of people still die from snake bites every single year? The answer has nothing to do with evolute. It has everything to do with time. If our ancestors survived millions of years alongside venomous snakes, why do snake bites still kill people today? The answer isn't because humans became weaker. It's because the race against venom has never changed. According to the World Health Organization, snake bites still kill tens of thousands of people every year and leave hundreds of thousands more with permanent injuries. Most of these deaths don't happen because medicine doesn't exist. They happen because medicine arrives too late. In many remote villages, the nearest hospital may be hours away. Some people must travel across forests or rivers or mountains before they can receive treatment. For certain venoms, those hours are the difference between life and death. In a strange way, their situation isn't very different from our ancestors. They're still fighting the same enemy, just with better tools. Today, scientists know exactly how many venoms work. Doctors can identify different species. Antivenoms can stop many deadly toxins before they cause permanent damage. What once meant certain death can now often be treated with a single hospital visit. But perhaps the greatest weapon humans ever developed was never medicine. It was knowledge. Our ancestors survived because they watched, remembered, and taught each other. We survive because science does the same thing. Every snake bite studied, every venom analyzed, every antivenom created is another lesson added to humanity's memory. And maybe that's the most incredible part of this entire story. The fear you feel when something long and silent moves through the grass isn't irrational. It's ancient. It's a warning, passed down through millions of years of evolution, long before cities, long before writing, long before history itself. Your ancestors learned one lesson over and over again. Nature doesn't forgive carelessness. It rewards attention. It rewards patience. And sometimes rewards the people who simply stop and look down before taking the next step. Because somewhere deep inside your brain, a tiny part of your ancestors is still searching the grass for snakes.